This could be the most important video that I ever make, because I was thinking about, what if all this stuff that we're experiencing right now is intentional? And by all this stuff, our current reality, specifically the current political system that's going on. And so I was thinking, um, if it is all intentional, what's the purpose? Could it be to keep our frequency low? And if it is to keep us out of heart and brain coherence, what are the ramifications of keeping us in high anxiety, keeping us very stressed out, keeping us not knowing what's going on because of all the chaos? So, what really happens when we're out of heart and brain coherence is there's an increase in cortisol and adrenaline. The prefrontal cortex of our brain um, is less active in the decision-making part of our brain. The autonomic nervous system is very, very much in imbalance or in survival mode, while the parasympathetic nervous system is suppressed. We cannot regulate emotionally, and so our electromagnetic field, particularly around our heart, becomes erratic. Our immune system is greatly suppressed, creating a huge opportunity for any dis-ease in the body. Inflammation abounds, and that is a huge doorway for any type of dis-ease to come into the body. Our sleep is greatly disrupted. We have insane digestive issues. And now, let's talk about the spiritual impact of all of that. We're completely disconnected from our intuition, which helps us to know what to do in these situations because we're receiving guidance from Source. But we also have a tremendous amount of solar flares and solar storms right now, which upgrade our DNA and are sending us light information. So it makes it almost impossible for us to receive the light codes that are happening, which are assisting us through all of this. So the prolonged fear can have a really deep impact on our energy field, which reduces one's ability for high frequency experiences, which creates looping timelines, meaning you keep experiencing the same thing over and over and over again because you're not connected to your higher source to understand what to do to step out of that particular timeline. Which I feel like is the most important thing that we could hear right now, is that when we're in a looping timeline, we don't feel like we have the insight, the intuition, the connection to source energy to be able to move beyond our current situation. And while we are doing that, the other folks are busy passing laws so that we can't do anything in the future. So, what is the antidote to all of this? It is finding your tribe, finding your folks, so that when you're feeling all this anxiety and fear and stress, you have a place to talk through it. You have like-minded individuals who also understand what is going on. And maybe you guys talk about this, maybe you talk about books, maybe you talk about what your next steps are going to be. Should something go down, this person's growing food, this person's a mechanic, so that you don't feel so ungrounded and scattered all over the place. You begin to meditate. I meditate every day, but now I need to meditate and ground myself for an additional 30 minutes every day, because all of this is very disorienting, and at the end of the day I can have a lot of anxiety and not know why. And then I remember, oh my God, we're in this nightmare. And I really got to ground myself and meditate extra. That's really going to help you with a lot of the physical issues, to feel grounded and to have your mind be clear. Beginning to take steps for any possible scenario. Do you need to collect seeds? Do you need to learn how to garden? Do you need to make friends with your neighbor who's a plumber? Do you need to have a go bag? Do you need to maybe get some extra supplies? Maybe have some cash on hand? Just like us here in California, we have an earthquake kit, right? We don't want an earthquake to happen, but should one happen, we've got a bag with a first aid kit, with heavy boots for the falling debris, with a little extra cash, with a little extra food, with water, with a blanket, so that we can make it through that situation. So this time is not unlike just preparing for different types of scenarios. So all of this, excuse me, is really about understanding where we are, where we would like to go, and how we're going to get there. So we don't just feel ton of fear, ton of anxiety, and chaos all the time, because we activate a part of our brain that wants someone to save us. And in this particular time, there are so many people who would take advantage of that. And so we need to set it up how we would like to experience it. And there are so many people who are the forerunners, I feel like, of everything that's going on, and they are anchoring peace. They understand, last year, the Pluto in Aquarius was power back to the people. And so it doesn't mean that we're not going to have to do some work and maybe fight, and maybe some yucky things happen. But what it does mean is that we can do it, but we just have to set ourselves up for it. So if you like this type of content, would you please like, share, and subscribe? It helps the channel so much. Thank you. Bye for now.